Yo, what's good with y'all, man? Your boy is back, you know what I'm saying? Had to, take a break from the world. Sometimes you gotta, I will always say this, when you're going through things or, things going on, take a break from the world. Have self care. Make sure you get a self care in most, like, maybe like once in a week, you know. Make sure you're chilling with your homies. Make sure you're, meditating, journaling, or something, work on your mind, working something, have a mental win, have a physical win, and have something spiritual win every day. If you can't do that, try to get most of it. And, if you have religion beliefs, go, to your Lord. If you're in Christianity or whoever it is, talk to the Lord and pray to Him and all, and read the Bible, of course. I'm not gonna go into it more, but I'm gonna go back to, back to the way the forward. Three. Whew, this first one is it's gonna stuff. It says, I thought trauma has broken me, but really gave me my life direction. The toxicity made me embrace communication and honesty. The mutilation made me realign with my own power. The narcissist showed me the selflessness is needed. The chaos taught me to build boundaries. The hurt showed me that healing and rebirth are possible. Um, I'm gonna say this in the best way. I have went through a lot in my life where I had to do decisions that people didn't understand until later on they understood. Like it had nothing to do with them more. I had to, you know, reconnect. Like, bro, I literally have boundaries now. Like, I don't got time for the negativity. I don't got time for, the argues that we're not gonna be able to converse to each other. We're not gonna have a simple, good energy conversation. I don't play with that. I have got hurt a lot from women, from some homies, just, even sometimes just failing, rejection, all that. It really, helped, healed me. And it also just made me evolve to the way to understand, like, maybe sometimes you have to lose. Sometimes you have to fall down to get back up, to understand how to get better in this world. You know, the turtle and the rabbit race. Um, the rabbit's winning fast. All this case, but as you know the story, he does whatever he wants because he knows he can beat him by a second. But he gets so distracted by this that the turtle just consistently just keeps moving slowly. And by the time he try to get at the end, you already know the story. He loses because that's what it is, man. Like sometimes you thinking, oh, I'm gonna make my shots all the time in a basketball game, or I'm gonna be as a quarterback, I'm gonna be getting my throws in all the time. There's gonna be times you're gonna get interceptions. There's gonna be times when your wide receivers not catching your throws. Sometimes your throws might be over. It could be the same way we could do as a teacher, student, whatever the case may be. Like, you have to fail sometimes. You have to get hurt. You have to have chaos happen to learn how to build your own self. You know, how I look at it as, let's put it as the universe. The universe build us. We were born in this world. You know, I always, I believe by God, but if you don't believe in that, the universe builds you because you are needed in this world, and you don't even understand that right now. You don't understand what's the purpose, why. Like, I tell my friends all the time, like some friends I tell, you got potential, you just don't know. And sometimes they see potential in me that I don't know, until I realize there's more to me than I think. And the mutilation made me like realign with my own power. Like when people like try to control you, try to get what they want, it makes you realize what you have your own power. Like I have got fooled times, I got played before, or controlled sometimes, or even I did it in my past. I didn't even know I was doing it. Like you don't even know you might be doing it, and to your own people. But it just shows that you have to refix your own self. And the toxic made me embrace communication honest, where it's like that toxicity all is all cute and stuff. No, it's not cute. You don't want to deal with that. I have a homeboy, one of my best buds. We always talk, bro. I'm like, bro, we can't deal with that, bro. We're getting older, and it's just like, dang, it's not cute. It was cute when we thought, oh, it's a little sexy, this and that, when she had a little toxic in herself. But then when you have to deal with it every day, it's like, it's not even just as a girl, let's say as a dude, or let's say what a case may be, whoever the case may be, it is. It just showcased that that toxic might not work, and it shows you how to be honest with people, but communicate. And what when I'm going back to end it, the first sentence said, I thought the trauma has broken me, but it really gave me my life direction. What it means is what you embrace, what you dealt with. No one has dealt with it. We might have dealt with it similar, but only you have. And what it has gave you, it gave you a direction. It gave you a path. It opened your eyes to things. And that's what all the things since I've been not even just 17, but before that, I went through things before. But 17 was like the mark where I just went through a lot, and I'm still going through it. But now I'm like I appreciate it happen. I appreciate I went through the chaos. I went through all that nonsense, the trauma, the losing the people, losing friendships, losing homies, losing homegirls, et cetera, et cetera, relationships in the case may be. So this page is really trying to show us like all the things that you think is bad, it might help you benefit yourself at the end of the day to open yourself up more clear than anything else. So maybe you're looking at it. You need to look at whatever you're dealing with. Look at it in a positive way. Look how can this benefit me? How can this make me better at the end of the day? They next page, man. The magic happens once you accept that you can regulate others' emotions or experience. That's when you begin to live your most authentic life. Some people will not get you, but what matters is you get you. Be kind, help others. Don't forget to live for yourself. Hey, what it says is when you realize you can only control what you can control and nothing else, only you can control your emotions, your decisions. You can't control how people feel, how they react based off your decisions and stuff. That showcase that that's when you understand like nothing can really happen to me. When things happen in your own life, you can't do nothing about it because you can't do nothing in your control. If it was your action, you could, but if it's not your action and it just happens, then you're just gonna have to embrace your reaction of it. So it's more of understanding like, well, you understand, I can't control people. Oh, I can't please you. I can't make you like me. Then I realized, okay, it makes me less like trying to press you, trying to be something I'm not. It makes me realize like why am I trying to do that? That's when like I realized like this is when my life really starts. Cause now I'm not trying to please you. Now I'm not trying to control you. Now I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying, do whatever that case may be, so you could be my homie. You know, and the whole some people will not get you, but what matters is you get you, and that's a flip. I have people in my own life that I'm cool with, or the case may be, but they don't know me to the point who I am now, and they just assume like, oh, I'm antisocial, this and that. No, um, the judge, the discriminations, that has nothing to do with it. At the end of the day, I know who I am as a person. You know, I just look at how I see my mother and father has done so much. I'm like, I can't do what they're doing. I have to do something different for my own self. You know, you could put people first, but if you're not taking care of yourself, how can you even try to take care of someone? You gotta look at that perspective. Like there's some people in my life that I do gotta work on my relations, but I gotta grind. Sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice things, and I sacrifice so much that people won't understand it until it pays off. Sooner or later, all this is gonna pay off. You just gotta keep putting the pressure, but sometimes you gotta take a break from the world, from the internet, from social media, from your friends, family, just for a minute to just focus on you. Sometimes. So like, there's gonna be people in your life that are not gonna understand your dreams, what you want to go for. When you want to be a streamer, you want to be a football player, whatever the case may be. They're not gonna understand it, but you gonna understand yourself. That's all that matters, man. As long as you can understand yourself and be your number one fan and be your number one judge, who cares what the world said? Yeah, like yeah. Who cares what the world says, man? Who cares what they say? If they have not went to what you going for, don't listen to them. If they not have not ever went for your dreams, don't listen to them. They don't know it. Now, if they're trying to help, yes, listen. But if you sense they downing you, they're saying, "Yo, you need to have a backup, man." Man, forget all that. Do what you want to do, man. I have people in my life that I'm proud of, and I still say, "Yo, go for your dreams," cause I know you gonna make it, cause you keep working hard. I got little bros that they gonna be NBA stars, bro. I got cousins that gonna be NFL players. I don't even have to worry. I got people that gonna be famous on YouTube sooner or later. I got people who gonna be artists sooner or later. They just gotta keep putting the work. And I got other people that who knows what their their path, whatever the case may be, they're gonna go crazy. Come on, man. And then lastly, be kind, help others. Don't forget to live for yourself. That's simple, man. Be kind, man. It's so easy to be mean. It's so easy to be mean. It's so easy. It's so easy to be selfish, to care only about yourself, and to remember, like, this is your life. You are the main character in your own life. Yeah, other people say, I'm being for real, man. When you were born, the first page in your life started in that chapter. The first, like, let's say in a movie perspective, first episode, the introduction of your own life. You know, this is your TV show. And it keeps going. People come in your life. Their side characters in your story, and your side characters in their stories. But in your life, you are the main character, man. There is a reason you were born in this world. There was a reason you was born to be here, man. I hope people understand that. Like, there's more to this than anything. Like, I'm not like I don't care about the likes. I don't care about the views. I just do this because you never know. Some people are going through so much. Women with how it is at jobs, saying they don't deserve pay and stuff. Men with their own health, hard to embrace talking about itself, you know. And if I go in other genders, they're going with how people dislike them because certain people in that race, and I'm not going to say like all, but it's a good amount, and make a bad example of themselves. So it's hard for them to even try to make friends or whatever the case may be. And I'm not talking about the men and women. I'm talking about the transgenders. I'm talking about the people who have a hard time too. Like I'm not even trying to like say it's like oh I'm joking. I'm for real. Like I feel bad sometimes, because some people really just want to have friends. Some people just want to have a good time. Not all think about relationship or sex. But I hope all you understand, no matter what gender, no matter who you are as a person, live for yourself. Be kind to this world. And simply at the end of the day, help others. The the best way to be better in your world is help others. When you help others, you're learning better. Teaching is the best way to learn. And I didn't know that until I understood when I gave advice to people. Sometimes the advice worked out. Some people didn't use the advice. Sometimes that's their fault. Get the last page, man. I'm cooking. Too long. It is normal to feel down, tired, and emotionally exhausted when you're going through a big transition, especially when you have to let go of something good for the chance of something better. Great chances are not meant to be easy. They arise to inspire your growth. And what is it saying? It's saying more of it is normal to feel down. It is normal to get tired, exhausted emotionally when you're going through a big change, especially when you have to let go of a lot of things. I have let go a good amount of things, and I still gotta let go a certain amount of things to keep going. But I'm gonna have to do things, like I'm gonna have to stop watching sports. Like I love sports, but if I want to do what I'm doing right now, I gotta do something different. Same thing with dating apps like or social media. I might have to take breaks off that for a minute, especially my phone. Get off my phone. It's about you gotta do things like you gotta let go. Sometimes letting go is the better chance of something good. I have let go a lot of not even just friends, homies, or let go of family members just because of just for the better of things. And at the end of the day, it worked out because my health got better. I'm in a better headspace. I'm feeling way amazing better, and it showcased that what if I never let go? What if I never just, decided to care about myself, What if I stayed? Maybe I could be better, maybe I can't. We never know if I did make the decision. And they said great chances are not meant to be easy. They arise to inspire your growth. Meaning that any change that you make is going to be annoying, it's going to be hard, but they are a reason to make you grow.
It's your gray shirt.
Okay. But as I, got a little interrupted, I was saying about great changes are meant to be easy. They arise to inspire your growth. Your growth. It showcases that you gotta just understand that these changes you're making are going to pay off sooner or later, man. You just gotta. You're not gonna believe it at first, but you gotta just trust the decision, and it's gonna pay off. But I think that's it. Long video. I said some things in the beginning. Hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, whatever this drops. Enjoy this wonderful week. Enjoy these last few days of spring. Summer's coming for some of us. And summer, if not summer, maybe winter or maybe fall, spring, wherever you are. And I know you're going through things in your country, whatever the case may be. But keep your beliefs and faiths up. I wish the best for you all. And, stay safe. And adios, amigos. And hasta luego.